So at the end of the San Francisco 49ers season, Deebo Samuel asked to be traded, requested to be traded from the 49ers in the player exit meetings. So it is official, and they will move him for sure this offseason. He's been in talks, I feel like, the last couple of off seasons of being a trade candidate, but considering the fact that they're going to pay Brock Purdy more than likely a monster contract, they need to move off of as many contracts as they can possibly can. He's currently in the final year of a 73.5 mil extension he signed in 2022. And there are some crazy reports, man, that Brock Purdy could get 55 to 60 mil a year. Like, I just can't believe that, man. I just, like, 49ers fans, talk to me. Like, how can anyone in their right mind justify Brock Purdy making that much money? Fair play to him. You know, he played pretty good when he went up against Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But down the stretch, the last 5-6 games of this past regular season, made some brutal decisions, did not look like the same guy he was when he had McCaffrey out there and Ayuk out there, when he doesn't have an all-star Pro Bowl caliber offense around him. I'm sorry, he's not that guy. He's a point guard at quarterback. He's not that quarterback to make amazing throws every game. He's a game manager, and to give a game manager 60, 55 mil a year, like, come on. Like, I kind of understand from Jerry Jones' perspective to make Dak Prescott the highest paid player in NFL history to a certain extent. Besides Dak being injury prone and not being clutch in the playoffs, he could make all the throws in the regular season. He's been in the conversation of being the MVP for a year or two. But Brock Purdy, like, and I like Brock Purdy too. That's the frustrating thing, is I like Brock Purdy. I'm a fan of his game, but he's not that 60 mil, 55 mil quarterback, man. Like, what? So expect Deebo to absolutely 100% get traded, and expect other guys to get moved and released as well. Who those guys are on the Niners roster as of today, I don't have those answers, but I'm sure we will find out shortly in the next few months or weeks. Now, it's reported that the Pittsburgh Steelers are a team to potentially look out for in the Deebo Samuel sweepstakes. I don't like this move at all. To have George Pickens and Deebo there, two players who are kind of notorious for having temper tantrums on the field, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that would be good for a locker room. I think one kind of diva is enough for one team. So to link those two together, I just don't think that would be very, very smart. Like, maybe if you had like an all-pro quarterback to kind of reel them in and to kind of calm them down, and, you know, to kind of babysit them to a certain degree, then okay. But it's reported that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go with Justin Fields as their QB1 for the 2025 year. So I don't know if Justin Fields is the guy to really calm them down and to keep them in check. And not only that, man, but Deebo's coming off one of his worst years in his career. He only had 4 touchdowns, 670 yards, and just did not look great out there for the majority of the 2024 season. So if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I don't really know how you can be pro Deebo Samuel coming to the Steelers, but that's just me. Another team to look out for, the New England Patriots. 2 years ago, they were interested in acquiring Deebo Samuel, and I thought it was a good move 2 years ago because Deebo still looked like a beast of a player. He still is a beast of a player. I just don't think he's in his prime anymore. There's a lot of wear on those tires, and coming off his worst season, I just don't really rank him that high, but that's just me. But New England has a ton of cap space, and they have a need at wide receiver and just playmakers. So Deebo to New England, I like that more than Pittsburgh. You know, him and Drake May could maybe do something. I mean, I just want to see the Patriots get as many wide receivers as they can for Drake May and really try to maximize him. And I'm sure they will. I trust Mike Vrabel to put Drake May in a proper position for this upcoming year. So Pittsburgh, New England, two teams to definitely look out for. Let me know where you want to see Deebo Samuel play. Curious to hear your opinion. And do you think Deebo still has anything left in the tank, or do you think he's completely washed? Let me know in the comments below. Now, John Lynch is one of the best GMs in the NFL, so I would imagine he would 100% absolutely trade him to an AFC team instead of an NFC team. So because of that, expect the Ravens to be involved. I feel like every single year they're always trying to look for a new receiver for Lamar Jackson. I think that could potentially work. You know, you have three electric ball carriers if they're all healthy in the playoffs. You know, to be a defense preparing against Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and Deebo Samuel for a playoff game, that would be pretty cool, man. Like that like that's kind of a lot for a defense, especially if all three are healthy and ready to go. So I like Deebo to Baltimore, man. I think he could definitely add some extra juice to that offense, and why not, honestly? Why not? I like that move. Another team to definitely watch out for, the Buffalo Bills. They're in their championship Super Bowl window, so why not just go all in and just try to acquire as many good players as you can possibly can and just go from there. You know, another wide receiver, playmaker for Josh Allen is never a bad thing. They kind of signed a guy similar to Deebo's game a few years ago in Curtis Samuel. Curtis was a bit of the same hybrid type when he was in Washington, but that really hasn't transpired in Buffalo. But maybe Deebo can really be that RB wide receiver dynamic player in Buffalo. And I think the Chargers would definitely be in the mix as well. They need a playmaker. They need some help for Justin Herbert. They just can't rely on Ladd McConkey this year. And who knows, maybe Deebo would want to stay in California, so maybe the Niners will do right by him and just keep him in that state. I think that makes a lot of sense in my eyes. So let me know if you agree with me, and where do you think he will go, and where do you want him to go? Let me know in the comments below. If you made this far, please subscribe, like the vid. It would help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
And that first down, what does it do? It just gives the offensive coordinator confidence. And of course, this quarterback, he is always ready to go.
Both secondaries have really stepped up today, Phil.
Yeah, they have. It's so hard to be a defensive back in the NFL to cover some of the fastest runners in the world to do that. And also, we know they can't touch them either, so they're having an outstanding day.
Second down and 7. It's Marshall. Gains 13.